For today's headlines, Palace says no reportage vacuum sans ABS-CBN. Power restoration on track, says DOH. POC laments delay in athletes training. Pinay rap artist belittles pandemic. UN-EU lend a hand on typhoon needs. Galvez named sole authority to buy vaccine. PSE elects board members. Siony accelerates over Philippine Sea. Good morning, I am Sandy Locos and you're watching Tribune News on Q. Today is Tuesday, November 3, and now the news. Malacanang on Monday denied a supposed communication vacuum existed during the onslaught of Typhoon Rolly due to ABS-CBN shutdown. Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque said there was no void in media coverage of the world's strongest storm this year despite the limited options for news outfits following the non-renewal of the broadcast giant's franchise. Roque argued that other news organizations such as the state-run People's Television Network and the Philippine Information Agency disseminated information and updates on typhoon hit areas. ABS-CBN was a trending topic on Twitter over the weekend as social media users recalled the Kapamilya Network's coverage of the previous typhoon calamities. University of the Philippines journalism professor Danilo Araw said that while all media organizations are on top of the typhoon coverage, ABS-CBN's RNG leaves a big gap. Meantime, linemen have been deployed to repair and restore power lines in typhoon-hit areas, according to Department of Energy. More than 53,000 customers in Metro Manila and 6 other provinces were still without electricity off Monday morning following the catastrophic onslaught of Typhoon Rolly. During a laging handa briefing yesterday, Energy Secretary Alfonso Cusi reported that some 53,863 customers in Cavite, Quezon, Laguna, Rizal, Batangas, Bulacan, and Metro Manila were affected by the power interruption. Cusi clarified that the number does not include those in Catanduanes, where the power supply was fully cut off. According to him, linemen were already deployed to repair and restore power lines in the typhoon-hit areas. Energy Undersecretary Alexander Lopez disclosed that about 2,776.7 megawatts were taken out from the Luzon grid as several power plants went offline. Lopez said 6 power plants went on emergency shutdown as a precautionary measure to prevent plant damage and sudden disconnection to the grid. The Philippine Olympic Committee leadership admits that the training of Filipino athletes, especially those in the hunt for slots to the Tokyo Olympics next year, is already way behind schedule. POC President Bambol Tolentino said that the Interagency Task Force decides on all matters relative to training of athletes, with the Philippine Sports Commission initiating the move. So far, the IATF has acted on the request for the resumption of games of the Philippine Basketball Association, Philippine Football League, and even Philippine Superliga. As for the athletes from other sports, all they can do is wait for the go signal from the IATF, he said. Tolentino believes the PSC's hands are tied owing the budget constraints. Still, Tolentino is offering a venue in his native Tagaytay City that can be used by skateboarding and boxing. Tribune News on Go will be back after these reminders.
Fiber is the free and secure way to connect with friends and family, anywhere. Send messages and make phone and video calls for free. Download Fiber now.
Magsha-shopping na lang ako!
Hashtag 143SM. Call to deliver.
Hello, can I get the following? One pink chair, bed sheets, na pink yung sofa, tapos slide, size 8, pajamas na blue. Oh, don't forget my...
Hashtag 143SM. Call to deliver.
Wait lang, okay ba yan?
Anything at the SM store, ma'am.
Call to deliver. Call.
Kuya, pwede rin ba ako magpa-deliver sa ate ko sa Taguig, tapos sa friend ko sa Davao, tsaka sa... fiancé ko sa Lipa? Okay ba yan?
Kahit saan po, pwede kami
Call
mag-deliver.
to deliver. Call. Hashtag 143SM. Call to deliver. Hashtag 143SM. Call to deliver. Call. Hashtag 143SM. Hashtag 143SM. Call to deliver.
Call na rin kayo.
Call to deliver.
Young Filipino rap artist Alex Bruce manages to keep her creativity going despite the pandemic. Her Wish 107.5 bus performance of Mind as a Weapon and Pull It Off have each drawn more than 1 million views. Pull It Off went to number 3 on Wave 89.1's weekly chart. To top it off, she recently collaborated with Filipino-Canadian singer-songwriter-producer August Rigo, whose songwriting and production credits includes Stuck in the Moment, You Smile and Kiss and Tell on Justin Bieber's multi-platinum album My World 2.0, as well as BTS One and Black Swan. Alex has released a single, Yakap, which she said is about her crush. She revealed that she's turning 14 this Christmas and, like a normal teenager, is starting to experience weird things like puppy love. The United Nations and the European Union announced on Monday that they will extend support to the Philippine government's response to assist communities affected by the storm. UN Resident and Humanitarian Coordinator Gustavo Gonzalez expressed readiness to support national efforts to communities affected by the typhoon that battered the southeastern portion of Luzon last Sunday. The EU, meantime, also vowed to assist in recovery efforts. On Monday, the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council reported that more than 2 million individuals from 12 regions have been affected by the typhoon. In other news, President Rodrigo Duterte named Secretary Carlito Galvez Jr. as the government's vaccine czar, who would take charge in securing vaccines against the coronavirus disease. The president said Galvez is the sole official authorized to decide in the purchase, negotiation, production, and distribution of vaccines against the dreaded virus. Duterte underscored that he wants a single line of authority when it comes to the purchase of vaccines against COVID-19. It was not clear what would happen to the COVID-19 immunization program management organizational structure led by the Department of Health following the president's pronouncement. Days ago, the Interagency Task Force for the Management of Emerging Infectious Diseases approved the creation of the body to ensure the successful and efficient distribution of vaccines. We will be back. Stay with us.
This is a very important story. The important story.
Pictures and stories.
Today, we feel the weight of history on our shoulders.
The way we have been moving leads nowhere. We need to change course.
Since the United Nations was founded, the human race has never had to face a set of challenges like we do right now. But together, we can overcome them.
Shareholders of the Philippine Stock Exchange Incorporated elected 4 new members of the Board of Directors in its annual stockholders meeting held yesterday. Elected to the PSE board as independent directors are former Justice Chief Teresita de Castro and former ING Bank Manila Country Head Consuelo Garcia. Likewise elected were San Miguel Corporation CFO and Treasurer Ferdinand Constantino as sectoral representative for non-broker director investors and Securities Specialist Incorporated nominee Diosdado Arroyo as broker director. Re-elected to the PSE board as independent directors included Jose Pardo, Roberto Cecilio Lim, and Vicente Panlilio. Meanwhile, Annabel Chua, Rolando Jose Macasait, and Edgardo Lacson were re-elected as non-broker directors and sectoral representatives for issuers, investors, and other market participants. The broker directors given fresh mandate included Eddie Gobing, Eusebio Tanco, Wilson C., Maria Vivian Yuchenko. And Tropical Storm Siony has accelerated west-northwestward over the Philippine Sea, Pag-asa said. Siony was estimated at 620 kilometers east of Apari, Cagayan, with maximum sustained winds of 65 kilometers per hour near the center and gustiness of up to 80 kilometers per hour. It was moving west-northwestward at 40 kilometers per hour. Pag-asa said that there is no tropical cyclone wind signal raised in areas around the country, but the trough of Tropical Storm Siony will bring light to moderate with at times heavy rains over Batanes, Cagayan, and Isabela. 16 persons have been reported dead, more than 76,000 houses were wrecked, and over 690 million pesos worth of damage was recorded in Bicol after Rolly hit the region. 10 of the fatalities were from Albay and 6 are from Catanduanes. The Office of the Civil Defense Bicol said in a report emailed Monday noon. And that wraps up the stories this morning. Catch the latest news on our website tribune.net.ph and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tribune Now. The Daily Tribune is one with the nation in facing the COVID-19 crisis, and in line with this, the Daily Tribune digital edition and press reader is now available for free online. You can also download the Daily Tribune app on Apple Store for iOS users and Google Play for Android users to get the latest and most comprehensive news online. Daily Tribune is also inviting everyone to join its community Viber Katribu to get updates on the freshest and hottest news and entertainment stories of the day. Recito emoticons are also available on our community Viber. Just click on the link in this video to join. And before we go, we would like to thank the SM Store for our wardrobe. Again, this is Sandy Locos and you're watching Tribune News on Q. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Good morning and have a nice day.
Good morning, sir. How may I help you?
Bakit kailangan ko pang pumunta sa bangko?
Oo nga naman, sir. Ba't kailangan pang pumunta sa bangko?
Why not get a UB app so you can do all these without going to the bank? Bank the way you live. Union Bank.
Click,
click, that's it. Never thought self-service can be this slick. Modify plans in a snap, walang hirap. It's a wrap, just tap the app. Now you can check, view, subscribe, renew. Help and support for you. Out with the Ring apps are the in thing. You know what to do. Globe at home and Globe One, all in the Globe app na yan. Self-service and easy to use. Mas okay tayo dyan. Globe at home and Globe One, all in the Globe app na yan. Instant response, no hold time pa, wala nang hintayan. Download Globe at Home and Globe One app, all in the Globe app na yan. Download the Globe One and Globe at Home apps from Google Play Store and Apple App Store now. Download Globe at Home and Globe One app, all in the Globe app na yan.
Ang Philippine Offshore Gaming Operators o POGO ay isang legitimate business entity na nagbibigay serbisyo sa offshore gaming para lamang sa mga manlalarong nasa abroad sa pamamagitan ng internet. Ang mga serbisyong handog nito ay katulad ng casino games at sports betting na pwedeng laruin kahit wala sa casino. Sa Pilipinas, walang POGO operators. Tanging POGO service providers lamang dahil nagaganap ang mga laro sa labas ng bansa.
Araneta City, home to the country's first indoor shopping mall, the world's original Thrilla, and the first ever Bini Bini pageant. Now a place for your first win, your first catch, your first home, your first big break, your first date, and even your first love. Araneta City, the city of firsts.
Bilang bagong mag-asawa, sabay kaming natututo sa buhay.
Sabay rin namin inaaral ng mga bayarin sa bahay.
Kahit kami, nagtaka sa biglang laki ng electricity bill namin. Huwag pong mangambang maputulan. Sinisigurado ng Meralco na walang disconnection hanggang September.
Estimated bills lang ang natanggap natin ng March, April, at para sa ilan, May. Dahil sa lockdown, isang tabi to para hindi na maguluhan.
Ang May o June ay actual meter reading na. Kung May nagka-actual reading, ibabawas dito ang huling reading bago mag-ECQ. Yan lang po ang ating babayaran hanggang 3 buwang konsumo.
Kung estimated reading sa May at June nagka-actual reading, ibabawas din dito ang huling reading bago mag-ECQ. Yan lang po ang ating babayaran. Hanggang 4 na buwang konsumo, walang labis. Tandaan, kung ano lang na konsumo,
yun lang ang babayaran.
ako po si Mateo G.
At ako naman po si Sarah G.
G?
G!